today, Saturday. It's a windy day, it's kind of cold, but what I wanted to work on today is I went out mudding with this rig last weekend, and I've been having this problem all winter where I think the solenoid is going. Hit the start button, you get a click. The click sound comes from the back of the machine where I believe the solenoid is. Oddly enough, if you go back by the battery and you wiggle the battery a little bit, you wiggle the wires, you might get a chance at starting. The other thing is it will consistently start if it's hooked up to a battery pack, which is a little odd. So there's a few symptoms here, but let's see if we can get the click this morning. And I don't even have neutral light, as if the battery is dead, but I know the battery's good, and I keep hooking it up. Always comes up, because just a moment ago I did get the click, rolling it over here. And the other thing is I might have a bad ground, something. Let's see, wiggled the battery, interesting. Now I have my neutral indicator light back. Hit the button. I don't know if you heard that, but a lot of clicking right back in here by the solenoid, but didn't turn the engine. So a couple things to look at. I do have replacement solenoid. I will pop that in there, and while I have a few things off, I am going to see about looking for frayed wires. So alright, here we go. So I was hoping I could get at the solenoid by taking the air box out, but I can't fit the air box out through the body. I can't fit the air intake and the manifold off the carb off. So if I have to take this off, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, 5, 6 down low. Rack has to come off. 1, 2 braces down here. All this bolted too. This could be actually a pain. Man, I don't want to take the body off for this. Let's put the air filter back together, give it a good oil. Don't see a lot of play because the positive's coming off under here, black there. It slides off its bracket this way. Really think I got to take that off to get the room. There we go. Alright. Still not convinced. There's frame right behind the box here, so I'm going back to my air filter thought. So if I lift the body, you see there's frame right there, so I'm not going to get any more access. So I got to come back to trying to get this out somehow. Alright, so I'm going to get the microphone down close here. I'm going to hit the start button, see if it clicks and if you can hear that click. So if you heard that, that's the symptom that led me to look here. So let's see if jumping this starts anything. Oh, got spark, but I got no cranking. Whoop, there we go. Oh. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Then if I hit start, click. I'm feeling more confident about the bad solenoid. And the wind keeps blowing over the camera. Alright, let's turn off power. Let's swap this guy out. Alright, survey says key on, neutral light is on, switch Oh my goodness, check that out. New solenoid. Click. I think we're chasing a bad ground. All right. That's gonna be even more fun. All right, so we still have a potentially good solenoid here. I'm gonna take the back plastics off. Gonna get to work on that. Didn't want to. Okay, now the fun begins. This right here, I've known this existed. Loose there. Alright, let's uncover that and see what's going on. You know, that was tight, but corroded as heck. I'm assuming if I hit the button right now, nothing happens. Oh yeah, we don't even get an indicator light. The rest of this wire is pretty short. Let me get a wire brush and clean some of this up. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I am going to, I'm actually going to solder. I'm going to clean up, strip this back, and solder this nice and clean. Because when I look at this, this is already a filler piece and it's pretty small. Because here's the original wire. I'm going to pull this back. I bet there's more ugliness back up under here. Oh yeah, would you look at that? More ugliness. I mean, the gauge of the wire is fine. I'll make that harness pretty tight. I think we'll leave that in, but we're going to solder that and shrink wrap that and do that a little better. But for now, it's time for a little bit of lunch. Yeah. A little seat would be nice. All right, so here's where we landed. It took a little more doing. So kind of in recap summary here. I have a wiring issue to work out here. Turned out the solenoid was fine. Underneath here, one was an electrical taped connection that was really corroded out, and then under here, this wire twist was also corroded connection. So right now this is working, but this whole piece needs to be yanked out and done properly. I haven't been able to get enough heat out of my soldering iron with the wind blowing today, and I want to put a longer piece of wire in here because this is pretty tight. So I'm going to get some appropriate wire, do this right, shrink wrap tube it, but for now it was able to show me that solenoid wasn't the problem. For now I am done. It's a nice day and I got to do something different because I've actually been at this for oh, the afternoon, an hour or two. So parking it there. All right, remember this challenge? Back at it here, where I was trying to solder and I couldn't get enough heat, and this had the wing nuts, electrical wing nuts on it. So what I have here, a little bit of shrink wrap tubing, and this is a shrink wrap tubing with a little solder inside. Put this on, hit it, and the tubing melts, you know, pretty low, maybe 90 degrees or so, and then the solder will melt at about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And what I've done on this side, joined a little extra wire, slipped the shrink wrap over it, got a real nice watertight connection. But now I'll get tight connections and I'll get the play in here that I need so the wire can be properly lined and not be stretching. Because what I learned is the cutting out was corroded connectors in that wing nut, and that's why I had that sound, that clicking sound that sounded like the solenoid failing. These are the wing nuts that was on the wire. And this is just kind of a demo of what it looks like, but you put your wire in, hit it with the heat, and then you get a great connection there. All right, just like that. I'm gonna hit it with a little heat to hold it, shrink wrap melt. Try not to toast my fingers in the process. There we go. I'm gonna let that cool a little bit. I'm gonna slip my shrink wrap over, hit it again, and this is done.